What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we have coming up, and based on that, what we think the future of Apple stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel. I do videos like this on a daily basis, and your support really helps me out. Comment down below if you are in Apple or if you've been a part of the nice run up we've had kind of the past couple of weeks, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. And so as you could see, a little bit of a red day for Apple, a little bit of a pullback, but if you saw yesterday's video, right, we were kind of expecting that that pullback after the amount that it ran yesterday, so we got that. But what we also got was a new all-time high. That's right out the gate. It looked really strong, and if we zoom in just a little bit here, we made a new high of $138.79, which took out this high back in early September of 137.98. So Apple made a new high today, guys. Really exciting news. I've been covering this stock for a while and it's getting really exciting now, so I'm really happy with that. But a little bit of a red day, right? So $1.82 down 1.33%, up a little after hours, but that definitely will change before pre-market tomorrow. We've got the NASDAQ down at 0.38%. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 49 points, which is about 0.16%. And then we've got the S&P also red at 0.15%. So, you know, compared to that, Apple was a little bit red, but if you guys remember yesterday's video, we were also a lot more green, so that was kind of expected. So let's take a look at how it traded during the course of the day, and then we'll take a look at future levels of support and resistance that we have coming up. So if you guys remember, we closed here kind of in the high 136s, and we talked about the potential of a pullback to this level. But I also mentioned that, hey, if we do see an actual pullback, this is really only like 70, 80 cents. That's not enough of a pullback. So we are looking at that level, but that level could easily be broken. We got both of those kind of, right? So first things first, let's cover this all-time high, really exciting stuff, right? In pre-market, it was already up 138, and then I got a notification right at the open saying Apple set a new all-time, Apple set a 52-week high, which also happens to be its all-time high, right? So then after that point, we're at 138.79, then we went down, and then at this point, when I was watching the stock, it could not break above VWAP, right? And that, if you guys know me, know that, it's a sign of weakness for me. So then it went down, and when it went down, guess what I was watching? The exact level that we highlighted in our video yesterday, which was 136.05. Got a bounce, got a second bounce, and then it was gearing up some energy, and then boom, we broke it, right? Fell a little bit below it, came up. As you can see, right, this level actually, even though we kind of just drew it up yesterday, ended up being a pretty nice level for us to look at. A lot of times, I talk about validations of the levels. So when we drew it yesterday, we weren't super confident, right? I had mentioned that, look, this, I'm basing it on two data points, right? With the support, one resistance level. But as you can see today, right, it bounced a couple of times, took a little bit of consolidation time. So I think that level is a nice level to look at. So then we made it above VWAP, couldn't quite get to the 138s to kind of hit that all-time high one more time, broke below VWAP. Again, as you could see here, right, bouncing around this level, staying right above it, hitting it, and then finally the third time we broke below, and that's when the sell-off actually happened. From this point on, we went from kind of the 136 to the 134s, and then closed strong at 134.87 at 135.05 as of right now after hours. So overall, not a bad day for Apple, right? A little bit of pullback is expected. A little bit of pullback is healthy for the stock to keep pushing forward. I know we don't like seeing red days, but they are just as important as some of the green ones, because the red ones are what makes the green ones possible, in my opinion, right? So let's take a look at what that means for the stock moving forward, right? So now we've got this 136.05 level that we saw act as a level of support, and then a little bit of consolidation there, and then when it was above it, we saw those bounces. Well, now that we're below it, it might act as a little bit of a resistance for us. So that's the first level. On the upside, right, that I am watching out for. So let's say we see a green day tomorrow. I'm watching that 136.05 to see how it acts at that point, right? And then if we are able to break above that, next is 138.79, all-time high that we set today, for a pushback at 138.79. Now, we could see a little bit of consolidation again. We could see a little bit of a pullback. We do have this 133.45 on the downside, but if we were to push up, make it above 136.05, then that 138.79 comes next. And then after that is anyone's guess with what happens with the stock, right? It's all-time highs. At that point, you know, whatever people are willing to pay for it is how high it's going to go. We don't really have anything to base it off of. We do know that 140, numbers like 140, 145, and especially 150 might act as mental resistance, right? If it hits that level, it might take a little bit to break through. But still, we don't necessarily have like a strict level that we are watching out for. So on the upside, 136.05, 138.79, and then probably 140 is what I'm watching. On the downside though, we've got a bunch of levels, and I know that, you know, hopefully we don't visit the low 120s again, but still have them there in case we ever do. 133.45 is the first level that I'm watching, and the reason for that is this right here. Support, resistance, resistance, support. So we validated those. So if we were to go down, wouldn't mind another validation. That way we can establish that as a little bit of a another support point before pushing up. And then below that, we've got the 129.58, but in between those, we've got the AEMA, which comes in right at 131.68. So I'm watching the 133.45 on the downside, 131.68 with the AEMA, and then 130s, if we can break below 130, 129.58 is my next point with this level right here. As we can see, it's held up as resistance and support a couple of times. So that's what I'm watching with the stock currently. Let me know what you guys think of you know, this analysis here. I was really happy when you know, this level that we kind of identified yesterday held up pretty nicely, right? If you take a look at the bounces that we got, the little bit of, you know, consolidation that happened right there when it was hitting against it but couldn't break below it, that shows us that, you know, that level does have some significance to it. Another level that I'm watching moving forward. So really happy when those levels get validated, hoping the same for the 133 level tomorrow, the 133.45. If we do see another sell-off, we see a little bit of a pullback after the huge run-up that we've had, you know, I want to validate that 133.45 and hopefully, you know, just push up from there. I do think that Apple is going, I am bullish on Apple long term. I do short term options plays to kind of take advantage of some of the volatility that I see. I do think Apple is going to run into earnings coming up in about a month or so, as we get the numbers of both the pre-orders and the initial orders of the iPhone 12, their first 5G iPhone ever, as well as, you know, the holiday sales being mixed into one quarter, which typically doesn't happen, right? Typically we get the pre-orders in September. We get the holiday sales kind of late November to late December. So we see holiday in one quarter, we see the pre-orders in one quarter. Now we're seeing it all in one, hoping for a monster quarter from Apple. Fingers crossed. And then they've also entered the services industry with the fitness package that they offer now. I think it's like $10 or $15 a month. I think that could be a big deal for them as well in the near future. So we'll see how that happens. I'm bullish on Apple. Probably will be for a while, hopefully, unless it gives me a reason not to be. Let me know down in the comment section how you guys are doing with Apple this week, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.